Yeah. So what we discussed in the previous class, we discussed about the drawbacks and the benefits. What are the benefits? What are the drawbacks in the DC? So what are the benefits in the cloud? We discussed it, right? So what are the cloud providers, guys? Does anyone knows cloud providers? So what are the cloud providers, guys? So what are the cloud providers? AWS, Amazon, Web Services. So Amazon Web Services, guys, Azure from Microsoft, GCP from Google, OCI from Oracle, IBM from IBM Cloud, and Alibaba Cloud. These all are the cloud providers, guys. These all are the cloud providers. What are the cloud services? Cloud services are IaaS, yes, PaaS, SaaS, right? So these all are the cloud services. What are the cloud services, guys? Cloud services are IaaS. Cloud services are IaaS, PaaS, PaaS and SaaS. Software as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So cloud environments also we discussed, right? Cloud environments. So cloud environments. So what are the cloud environments, guys? Public cloud, public, private, and hybrid. So what is the cloud, guys? So hybrid cloud. So public, so private and hybrid cloud, guys. So right, we discussed this one, right? Yeah. So today also we will discuss about the basic things. So introduction to cloud computing. So what is the module one? Module one is the introduction to cloud computing agenda. What is the cloud computing? So why we are go for the cloud computing, history and origins of the cloud computing, characteristics of the cloud computing, types of cloud services. We already knows, right? Software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a services, cloud implementation types and conclusion. Right, guys? Yeah. So what is a cloud service? Services and solutions that are delivered and consumed in a real time over the internet are called as cloud services. So what are that? So services and solutions. So what are those, guys? Services. So what are the services? So the services. So something like so in the data center we call it as a VM, right? Virtual machine. Here, so they predefined a environment and created as a service called as a EC2. So ECR service, ECS service, Lambda services, IAM, identity and access management, auto scaling, S3 service, storage services. So RDS, database services. Everything will be created as a service. These all are the services. We have a number of services they are creating, guys. They created a number of services. So services and solutions that are delivered and consumed in a real time over the internet. So over the internet are called as a cloud services. So over the internet means, so there is a application, there is a console, there is a console is available. So console, what is that, guys? So that is a console. So AWS console. So this is the internet, right? So if I have the internet only, then we can see the website, right? Facebook, whatever it may be, guys. Facebook or whatever it may be. For example, this is the. So one second. So this is the website. So this is the website I am logging to this website. This website at how you can log in uh, through the over the internet. Over the internet, I am logging to this website. So how you can access this website or through the internet. So what they are providing? They are providing the services and solutions. You see, guys, EC2, S3, IAM, Elastic Kubernetes, Route 53, all are the services. You see, so the number of services. What are the all of the services? What they are providing? The services they are providing. All the services they are providing the services. All services. Yeah, you see. So all the services, view all the services. So what are the services they are providing? They are providing the compute services, container service, storage, developer tools, machine learning, cloud trial, front end integration. So they are for everything. So database services, migration and transfer, network and delivery, robotics purpose, blockchain, content enablement, satellite, quantum technologies, management governance, media services, machine learning, developer tools. So everything they are providing as a analytics, so security and identity components, so internet of things, so game development, media. So from everywhere they can use the services. They can use the services, something like X-ray, Cloud Shell, Cloud, code pipeline, code apply, code build, code commit. So everything will be provided as a service, guys. So everything will be provided as a service. Now you understood? So everything provided as a service. Services and solutions that are delivered and consumed in a real time over the internet are called as a cloud services. So when you store your photos online, use webmail, social networking sites, so you will use the cloud computing services. So what is a cloud computing? Cloud computing is a delivery model of computing services over the internet. What is a cloud computing? Cloud computing is a delivery model of computing services over the internet. So delivery of a modeling services over the internet. Cloud computing is a delivery model of computing services over the internet. It enables real-time development, deployment, development, and delivery of a broad range of products such as services and solutions. So cloud computing is a style of computing where massively scalable IT-related capabilities are provided as a service across the internet to multiple customers. So multiple customers. So what is a cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but a computing and software. So computing. So computing, this is the computing and software. So they combine it into computing and software resources that are delivered on demand as a service is called as a cloud computing. So something like applications, databases, storage, everything will be under one website, under the one website. So why we go for cloud computing? So why we go for cloud computing, guys? What are the benefits? Lower cost computing. Yes, right. So in the AWS, what is the slogan, guys? The slogan is pay as you go. What is that? Pay pay as you go. Pay as you go means pay per use. Whenever you use the pay per use. So whenever you use the server services, that time only we can pay the money. So right, lower computing cost, improved the performance, right? The performance. So they will provide the high bandwidth of internet. So reduce the software cost. So manually, right? So in the DC, what we need, guys, we need to purchase the Dell. Then we need to purchase the software Java and Tomcat. Then install the Tomcat, right? First we need to buy the software. So Tomcat, right? These all are the softwares we need to buy it in the data center. So what is the benefit in the cloud computing? Reduces the software cost because of they are providing. So AWS buying that softwares and they are providing as a service. So instant software updates, right? So for example, this is the Java and Tomcat. Java now 1.8 or something like. So before it is 1.6. So Tomcat is 8. Tomcat is 8. So we need to update the softwares also, right? We need to update the softwares. So before it is CentOS 6. Now we are trying to update it to the CentOS 7. So we want to update the patching, so update the softwares also easy. So instant reduce the software cost, instant software updates, unlimited storage capacity, unlimited storage capacity. So here we have only limited storage capacity. So in the cloud computing, they are providing the unlimited storage capacity. So increased data reliability, device independent and always on, anywhere and any place. So free from the maintenance and need to know. So free from the maintenance and need to know. These are the benefits of why we go for cloud computing. These are the benefits. So history and origins of the computer. So when it was started, when it is started, something like in 1996, supercomputers or mainframe computers are so started. So on the time of Salesforce is started in 1919, the first milestone of the arrival of the Amazon Web Services. So in 2000 they launched the Amazon Web Services, but not fully. In 2006 they launched the EC2, S3 and EQS, right, fully. In 2007 they launched on the Europe. So they launched on the Europe. So 2008, the Azure, Google Cloud, so IBM, so that Oracle, they are started from the launching from the 2008. So these are the history and origins of the cloud computing. History and origins of the cloud computing. Characteristics of the cloud computing. So what are the characteristics, guys? So characteristics is nothing but a I already told you, right? On-demand services, on-demand self-services, flexible pricing per pay-per use, rapid elasticity, and resource pooling, and ubiquitous means high bandwidth of the network. So these are the characteristics of the what they are providing. They are providing the rapid elasticity, resource pooling. Resource pooling means we need a database, we need a Java, we need a Tomcat, right? It will be easy to install because of its already predefined environment. So characteristics on-demand self-services. So ubiquitous network access, they are providing the ubiquitous network access. So resource pooling, if you want a resource, right, it easily pooling the resources, network, storage, everything. So rapid elasticity, so we can increase our storage automatically. So characteristics of the cloud computing, flexible pricing, pay per use, guys. Yeah. So next is services. Cloud services we already discussed yesterday, right? So the cloud service layer, so infrastructure, platform, and application. So infrastructure as a service, so platform as a service, software as a service. Software as services. So the cloud service layers. So what are the cloud service layers? Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So what are those, guys? So infrastructure as a service, so infrastructure as a service is nothing but a IaaS. Platform as a service is nothing but a PaaS. Software as a service is nothing but a SaaS. So what is infrastructure as a service? IaaS is the delivery of the technology infrastructure as an on-demand scalable service. Platform provides all the facilities required to support the complete life cycle of the building and delivering the web applications and services entirely from the internet. SaaS is a software delivery methodology that provides the licensed multi-tenant access to the software and its functions remotely as the web-based services. So web-based services. So cloud service layers. Now you understood, guys. So infrastructure as a service, what they are providing the firewalls, load balancers, data center fabric, and the storage, networking, servers. This is the infrastructure. So platform as a service. So web application runtime, this is nothing but a Tomcat, a development tools, database, Java runtime, middleware. This is nothing but a platform as a service. So software as a service, they are providing the software, website, email, website, Gmail, email, business process, CRM, ERP, HR applications, industry level applications. They are providing in the software as a services. So the cloud services model and comparison, traditional IT. This is nothing but the data center. Everything will be taken care by our own. So everything will be taken care by our own networking, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data, and application. So, but in the IaaS, what they are providing the infrastructure as a service and they are managing the infrastructure as a service. If there any issue with this infrastructure as a service, we need to get the support from the AWS, any cloud services, any cloud service provider, and we will resolve it. So what they are providing in the IaaS, they are providing the network, storage, servers, and virtualization. Up to OS, they are providing the IaaS. If there any issue with the virtualization, server, storage, networking, so we can reach out to the AWS provider. If it is AWS, if it is AWS, if it is a GCP, it is a Azure, everything, guys. So apart from this, everything will taken care by our own. So this is nothing but a IaaS and PaaS, platform as a service. Up to runtime means software installation. So only the who will manage this the data application deployment, values application deployment, and writing the code, who will manage our own. So we will manage. So apart from this, the IaaS and PaaS up to runtime, they will manage it. So if anything goes wrong on this, either networking, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, or runtime, who will taken care by the AWS, taken care by this SaaS completely. So networking, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data, application, everything will be taken care by the cloud provider, whatever it may be, guys. If it is a AWS, if it is a Azure, if it is a GCP, if it is a OCI, if it is a Alibaba, if it is a IBM, they are providing, they are taken care by the everything. They are catering by the everything. If you took as a service as a software as a service, if you took as a service as a PaaS service, if you took as a service as a IaaS service, if it is a SaaS, everything will be taken care by the cloud providers. If it is a PaaS, up to runtime, they will taken care by. So the only deployment part, development and deployment part will taken care. So if you took the IaaS as a service, up to OS, they will handle it. So after that, installation of Tomcat, Java, and deployment and application development, everything will be taken care by our own. Now you understood, guys, traditional IT. So why we are moving from a data center to a cloud. So because of this, if you took a pass, they will take care by everything. If you took as a SaaS, everything will taken care by, including application development also. Guys, now you understood? Yeah, the cloud implementation types of private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. So private cloud is nothing but intercloud data center. They are providing for the enterprise data center automation, firewall, and security. It's a private cloud. Public cloud is nothing but an external cloud. So regional data centers, regional data center too. So we are providing this is a separate entity. This is the a public entity. And if you need a hybrid environment, external cloud, trusted cloud is something like a private and public cloud is nothing but a hybrid cloud. Both private and public is nothing but a hybrid. So public cloud. So owned and managed by the service provider, made available to the general public or a large industry group. Large industry group, guys. So private cloud operated slowly for an organization, may be managed by the organization or a third party, limited access to the enterprise and partners. So hybrid cloud is nothing but a composition of two or more clouds is nothing but a hybrid cloud. So the private and public is nothing but a bonded together by the standardized or a proprietary technology that enables data and application portability. Guys, now you understood both the private and public is nothing but a hybrid cloud. So conclusion. So cloud computing is the fastest growing part of the network based computing. It provides a tremendous benefits to customers of all sizes, simple users, developers, enterprise users, and all types of organization. They are using the cloud services, cloud computing. So what is that, guys? The second module is introduction to AWS. So what is AWS? Benefits of using AWS, history and origins of AWS, AWS components, AWS services, AWS regions, AWS availability zones, AWS edge locations, AWS certifications. So now in the introduction, that is the core feature, guys. This is the core feature. Every cloud, when we need something like this is applicable for the every cloud. This is applicable for the every cloud. So now we are going to the a cloud solution, cloud provider, call it as a AWS. So AWS cloud provider. So what we will learn in this course, we will learn AWS. So what we will learn, guys, we learn in AWS in this course. Now you understood? Very good, guys. Very good. Please respond, guys. So the second module is nothing but an introduction to AWS. The second module is the second model is nothing but a AWS. What is AWS? Benefits of using AWS, history and origins of AWS, AWS components, AWS services, AWS regions, AWS availability zones, AWS edge locations, AWS certifications. The same like as guys. So if you are learning the Python, they are providing the Python certification. So if you are learning a Java, they are also providing Java for the Oracle, right? So Oracle provided the certifications OCJP, Oracle Certified Java Programmer. The same way, AWS also provided the certifications called as a AWS Solution Architect, AWS Associate to Solution Architect, and Professional Solution Architect, DevOps Engineer, Developer Engineer, SecOps Engineer. They will create their own certifications, guys. Okay. So what is AWS? So AWS is a Amazon Web Services. So what is AWS, guys? AWS is a Amazon Web Services. So what is AWS? AWS is Amazon Web Services or a collection of remote services. Collection of remote services are called as a web services. So what are the collection of remote services, guys? So these all are the collection of remote services. Remote services. So yeah, so these all are the collection of all the services, collection of remote services. So Amazon Web Services are a collection of remote services, also called as a web services offered by the Amazon.com over the internet, build and run our applications. So why we need these guys AWS to build and run or deploy our application. For example, WhatsApp, Facebook. So everything will be deployed in our AWS. So Amazon Web Services is the robust, scalable, and affordable infrastructure for the cloud computing. It's a affordable and scalable infrastructure and the robustic also. So AWS provides a compute, storage, and database services. What they are providing, guys? They are providing the compute services, they are providing the storage services, and they are providing the database services, quickly provisioning the IT needs. So IT needs. If you want to deploy application, guys, what we need? We need a compute service. So if you want to store our application logs, what we need, guys? We need a storage. I want to I want to deploy. I want to store the data. You use the database, right? So services quickly provisioning the IT needs. So, so what is a AWS? So AWS is a set of cloud computing services. What are those? A set of cloud computing services. So this is a set of cloud computing services. AWS is a set of cloud computing services. AWS is a flexibility, availability, and a scalability. So what is the benefit, guys? AWS is the data center. We cannot. It's not a flexibility because of we are not connecting over the internet. So manually we need to go to that data centers if you have any issues. So here there is a flexibility and availability and scalability. So scalability is nothing but a elastic. Elastic, you guys are also knows, right? Elastic. It will it can increase and it can decrease. It can increase, it can shrink or something like it can extend or it can shrink, right? So AWS is a flexible availability and scalability. So AWS is the concept of elasticity. So elasticity is nothing but a scale up or scale down as needed. Scale up and scale down. But in the data center, right? Data center. So I will give you one example, guys. So this is the data center environment. So every day, how much people are interacting with this? For example, mm, save as day 12 or day 13. 1 second, guys. So day 13, right? Mm, cloud one. Yeah. So this is the data center environment, guys. Our application is something like does anyone knows Rummy Circle or something like the games? So the games Rummy Circle or Ace to 3 Rummy games, guys. Rummy game. It's like a pekata in Telugu. So rummy game, right, guys? So every day, so in that game, 20,000 people are connecting. How many people are, guys? So every day 20,000 people are connecting, but they are conducting the what they are conducting? They are conducting the tournaments, guys. So the tournament times, the 1 lakh people, they are conducting a tournament on every Saturday. On that time, there how many people are conducting? 1 lakh people are conducting. So one lakh. So 1 lakh people are connecting to the application, but this server is only sustainable worth the 20,000, right? So for that purpose, so we need to, here there is no elasticity, right? For the purpose, so we need to, so 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 60,000, 80,000, and 1 lakh, right? So these four servers, so will work. These four servers, so will use on only Saturday, or if they are conducting any tournaments. But every day they are using only one server. Every day they are using only one server. But here there is no elasticity. There is no elasticity concept. So there is no elasticity concept. So elasticity is nothing but a scale up and scale down. Scale up and scale down. So in the AWS automatically, it automatically, if the people are increasing to 20,001, it automatically scale up the another instances. If 40,000, it will scale up the automatically, scale up the another 20, 40, 60, 80, 1 lakh. So up to 1 lakh, so it will be increasing automatically. But here in the data center, there is no concept of scale up and scale down. So manually we need to build the servers, but these servers are using only the tournament time, but we are paying the money. We are paying the money every day. We are we are paying the money if the servers are not using, right? When we will use only the time of tournaments, right? But in the AWS, but in the AWS, the future call it as a velocity. The future call it as a velocity. So velocity. So velocity, it automatically scale up. It automatically scale up. It automatically scale down. It automatically scale down means the instance will scale down automatically. So whenever you use the right, up that time only we can pay the money, otherwise we cannot. But here the drawback, you see guys, there is no velocity scale up and scale down concept. So we need to build all these servers, but these servers will work only on the tournament time, but we are paying money for every day. We are paying money for if you are not using the servers also. This is the one drawback. So why we are going for, why they are moving from the data center to cloud? Because of this is the one drawback. So this is the one drawback in the data center. So the elasticity scale up and scale down. So one benefit in the AWS cloud. Guys, understood? Very good. So scale up and scale down, we can get the resources instantly. So AWS is a fully on demand. So if you want, so it will scale up. If you don't want, so we cannot scale down. So benefits of using AWS. What is the benefit? Pay per use model. I already told you, right? So what is the slogan of the cloud, guys? Pay as you go. What is that? Pay as you go. Whenever you use the server, that time only we can pay the money. Pay as you go, or pay per use. Pay per use. So whenever you use the server, that time only we can pay the money. That is the one a big benefit. So you are only charged for the disk space, CPU time, and bandwidth that you use. You just only pay for the, it's only you are only charged for the disk space, CPU time, and bandwidth. The bandwidth is nothing but a network, internet. So instant scalability, your services automatically scale on AWS, right? I already show you now. So that auto scaling, so auto scaling, the scale up and scale down. So reliable and redundant, infrequent outages. So data is redundant in the cloud. All the services have built-in security, right? Security. AWS delivers a scalable cloud computing platform that provides customers with end-to-end security and end-to-end privacy. They will provide the end-to-end security and privacy. Most of the services accessed via simple REST SOAP API. REST API means console. So REST API is nothing but a console. So if you are connecting with all the services through the console only. So most of the services accessed via the simple REST API. Libraries are available in the all major languages, minimal learning curve. So it is it is very to learn AWS. Service level agreement SLA between 99.9% 100% availability. Amazon S3 maintains a durability of 99.999%. Availability. Availability zones exist on isolated fault lines, floodplains, and electrical grids to sustainably reduce the chance of simultaneous failures. Support, right? If you took as a IAS, if you took as a PAS, if you took as a SAS, right? They will provide support. AWS provides 24 by 7 support in the real-time operations status of all the services around the globe. For example, you are using a mobile, something like the mobile operator, Geo or something like. If you have any issues, as you are not getting the calls, so then you will connect with the customer care of the Geo, and so you are asking why I am not getting the calls. My internet, my mobile, everything working fine, but I'm not getting the calls. So they will check from the background and they will resolve the issue, right? The same way, AWS provides 24 by 7 support in the real-time operational status of all the services around the globe. So around the globe, all AWS provides 24 by 7 support in the real-time operational status of all the services around the globe. So yeah, guys, see guys, I will tell you one thing, the data center. So something like, so one data center is in the Chennai, one data center is in the Mumbai, one data center is in the Hyderabad. So right, but AWS, it is a region scoped. It is a region scoped. Now you will understand, guys. Today you will understand. So it is a region scoped and it is a global. This one website, so you can connect anywhere. So you see, guys. So this is my name. So I logged into this, and this is the regions, guys. So I want to connect to the North Virginia region. So we have three regions, right? APAC, EMEA, AMR. I will tell you guys, no worries. Okay. Yeah. So what they are providing the 24 by 7. If you took a IAS, so if there any issue with the IAS, you guys can connect with the support team and get it resolved. So if you took the if that took the services up to pass, so if there any issue with the infra, if there any issue with the platform, you guys can connect with the AWS support team and get it resolved. So if you took the SaaS, software as a services, everything will be taken care by the AWS. So if there any issue, you will connect to the AWS support, they will resolve it. Guys, understood? That is nothing but a AWS support. They are providing 24 by 7. History and origins of the AWS. What is the history and origins of the AWS? History and origins of the AWS grew out of Amazon's need a rapidly provision and configure missions of standard configurations for its own business. Early 2000s, both private and shared data centers began using virtualization to perform the server consolidations. Early 2000, they provides a virtualization from physical to virtualization to perform the server consolidation. So 2003 internal memo by Chirish Pinkham describing infrastructure service for the world. In 2006, S3 first deployed in the spring, EC2 in fall. So 2008 elastic block storage is available. Amazon EC2 now offers Windows 2000 Server 8 also. So 2009 relational database service announcing the Amazon cloud. These services, right? So guys, these services, first it started with the compute services, only EC2 services. Then they are adding it the storage. Then they are adding in the databases. Then they are adding the network. Slowly they are adding one by one by one by one by one services. It started, AWS started 2000, now 2024. So how many years have completed, guys? 2000. So 2006 they launched 2006 and now 2024. So right, almost 18 years completed. So they implemented, they created one service and added in the service. 2012 DynamoDB, 2013 Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon Glacier, 2004. They are adding one by one services. So various components of AWS, AWS component computing platform. So what is the AWS computing platform? Guys, AWS is a global infrastructure. What is that, guys? This is the a global infrastructure. So global infrastructure and availability zones, regions and edge locations. I will tell you guys today. I will tell you what is the availability zones, what is edge regions, what is edge location. So yeah, so these all are the AWS global infrastructure and the foundation service. What are the foundation service, guys? Compute services, storage services, database services, networking service. These all are the compute services. Foundation service. What are the foundation? Storage, database, and compute, and the networking. What is that, guys? Networking. So networking. So these all are the foundation services. These are the foundation services. Application platform services, content distribution, messaging, parallel processing, libraries and SDKs. This is the application platform, right? Platform as a service. So management and administration. So this is the administration console. So how you can manage your AWS, guys? You can manage your AWS through the that's the admin console. This is a root access. This is the root access. You guys see? So sign into the console. Console is nothing but a website or a REST API. You see, root account, account owner that performs task requiring unrestricted access. Unrestricted access means so administrator, root user, right? The Linux root user is the super user. The same way, the AWS, if you log in as a root user, you can you can have a unrestricted access, guys. You can have a unrestricted access. Have you understood? One second, guys. I want to log into this again. Yeah. Yeah, guys. So identity and access, deployment workflow monitoring, how we can monitor our server services, right? So we will monitor, guys. Sorry. Now you understood? This is the various components of AWS. So you will understand, guys. No worries. The big picture of AWS. This is the a big picture. So what is this? So this is the big picture I will show you. So AWS is the global infrastructure. This is the global everywhere. So US, Asia Pacific, and Europe, everywhere. So everywhere there is a cloud, guys. There is a cloud is a global infrastructure. The foundational services you already know. A compute services, Amazon EC2 and auto scaling. Storage services, Amazon S3, Amazon EBS, Amazon Storage Gateway, Amazon Glacier. Database services, Amazon RDS, relational database, Amazon DynamoDB, SimpleDB, Elastic Cache. So networking service, Amazon VPC, Elastic Load Balancing, Amazon Route 53, AWS Direct Connect. So these are the foundation services. So what are the application services? Amazon SQS, Amazon SNS, Amazon ECS, libraries and SDS, Java, PHP, Python, Ruby, .NET, workflow, Amazon SWF, parallel processing, Amazon Elastic MapReduce, so content delivery, Amazon Cloud Frontend, Search, Amazon Cloud Search. So these all are the application services. So the next deployment and management services. What are the deployment and so management services? So what are the deployment, identity and access, AWS IAM, administration interface, management console, monitoring, Amazon CloudWatch, deployment and authentication, automation, AWS Elastic Beanstalk, AWS Cloud Foundation. So these all are the big pictures, guys. These all are the services. These all are the services, guys. What are the services, guys? Amazon EC2, S3, IAM, Route 53, billing, Amazon security hub. You understood, right? These all are the services. These all are the services. This is the big picture of the AWS. Now you understood, right, guys? The services, what are the services they are providing in the AWS? So AWS services. So what are the AWS services? Amazon provides that Amazon provides the various types of services as a below. So EC2, virtual private servers. Virtual private servers is nothing but a VM, similar to standard VPCs. Virtual private servers are called as a instances. So in virtualization, right? So what we call it as a, we call it as a, for example, this is the virtualization. So in the virtualization, what we are calling in the data center, we are calling it as a VM, right? Virtual mission. What is that, guys? A virtual mission. This is a VM. CentOS 7 is a VM virtual mission. So now in the data center, we are calling as a virtual mission. In AWS, we call it as a instance. So what we call it as a, guys? So we call it as a instance. There is no nothing difference. The naming convention should be different only. So what it is? It is a instance. What this is, guys? This name is call it as a instance. So a VM is called it as a instance in the AWS. So there is no much difference. Yeah, similar to a standard VPCs are called as a instances available in variety sizes of. So I will show you tomorrow. All major operating systems are supported. So CentOS 7, Red Hat, all the major are supported. S3 cloud storage, highly scalable. Some of companies are have PBs of data. Megabytes, right? For example, so Reliance Smart. So Reliance Smart, every day the customers coming and purchasing the items. So every item will be stored under the data, stored under the storage, right? That so we need a PBs of data. So highly scalable. Some companies have PBs of data. Highly available data is stored in multiple data centers. Multiple data centers, RDS, relational databases. So in manually, so manually in the data center, so what so how we can create the databases? First, so the app server. So the one server, we install the one server under CentOS 7, then we install the Java and Tomcat. Then again you can create another server and you install the CentOS 7, then you can install the databases, any databases, Oracle, MySQL, right? But in cloud, they provide a service. RDS is a service. How they are providing? They already created a OS and they already installed the RDS, MySQL. They provided as a service, right? Here everything manually, but in the AWS they already predefined. It's already defined. You can use it. Just plug and play. Plug and play. Guys, understood? So relational database, MySQL will be already created. SQL, Oracle databases, variety of sizes, high availability, available on extra cost, rapid replication, scheduled backups, everything will be taken care. Route 53 DNS, something like, right? So Route 53 is nothing but so where you deployed your application, you deployed application in this server, right? For example, this server. This server contains the IP address. What is the IP address? 192.168.56.101. So if you use this IP address, it will connect to the server. But as a end user, so he is understand what it is, he doesn't understand, right? So I want to create a different name, for example, www.facebook.com. So from IP address to, we need to create a catchy name, catchy DNS, domain naming services. This is the .com, .in, .eu, .edu, .org, right? That service domains. So we are creating from IP address to the domain naming. So it will be easy to it will easy to remember, right? The end user means our. So this is nothing but a DNS. Every services, CloudFront, Glacier, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache. So these all are the all the services, guys. All the services. AWS regions. AWS regions are completely isolated from each other and are in different parts of worlds. And AWS region is a collection of data center is nothing but availability zone. Each region has a set of numbers of agents. All agents in the region connected by the high bandwidth. Cost vary from region to region. Default region is US East. Default region is US East. Whenever I logged into, right, it automatically logged into the North Virginia US East. I will tell you guys, no worries. So regions, data centers spread across the globe. So there are 9 regions: US East, US West, EU, APAC, Gulf Cloud, US West, South Africa, South America. I will tell you guys. So availability zone is nothing but so they are isolated into the data centers. I will tell you edge locations. Yeah. So these are the AWS certification. The same like as a OCJP, Oracle Certified Java Programmer or Professional, right? The same like as a AWS also provides their certifications associate level and the professional level. So associate is nothing but a beginner. Professional is nothing but a it's a intermediate. So AWS certified solution architect is associative. So AWS certified developer associative. AWS certified SysOps administrator associative. AWS certified solution architect professional. AWS certified DevOps engineer, guys. So these are the certifications they are providing. They are providing. These are the certifications. This is for a solution architect purpose. This is for a developer purpose. This is for the system administrator purpose. Right, guys? Understood? Yeah, I will tell you another PDF. Yeah. So what is AWS? Amazon Web Service is a cloud provider. They provide with all the servers and services that you can use on demand and scale easily. On demand and scale easily. Yeah. So AWS has revolutionized IT over the time. AWS power some of the biggest websites in the world. So in the AWS cloud, so they are deploying their website. Amazon.com also deployed in the AWS cloud. Netflix also deployed on the Amazon cloud, AWS cloud. Guys, right? AWS power some of the biggest websites in the world. Okay. Yeah, so what we will learn in this course, we will learn on the AWS Cloud History 2002, internally launched 2003, Amazon Infrastructure is one of the core strength idea to market. 2004 launched publicly with SQS, 2006 relaunched publicly with SQS, S3 and EC2. These three services launched these three services are Imagine S2, S3, SQS. SQS. These three services are launched in the 2006. 2007 they launched in the Europe. So who are using the AWS cloud? Dropbox, Airbnb, Netflix, NASA. They all are using the AWS, guys. So AWS cloud number factor. In 2019, AWS has 35.02 billion in annual revenue. AWS accounts for 47% of the market in the 2019. Pioneer and leader of the AWS cloud market for the ninth consecutive year. Over 10 lakh active users are connecting. These right leaders and challengers and nice players and visionaries. So leaders, who are the leaders? Amazon, Microsoft and Google. Who are the challengers? Nice players? Alibaba Cloud, Oracle, IBM. Okay, AWS cloud use cases. AWS enables you to build sophisticated scalable applications applicable to a diverse set of industries. Use cases include enterprise, it will be enterprise IT, backup enterprise IT, backup and storage, big data analytics, website hosting, mobile and social apps, gaming, everywhere we are again using the AWS, guys. So McDonald's, 21st Century, Fox, Activision, Netflix, they are using the AWS cloud only. So AWS global infrastructure, guys. So AWS regions, AWS availability zones, AWS data centers, AWS edge locations and points of presence. Here I need to tell one thing, guys. So I need to tell one thing. So this is save cloud to yeah, guys. So this is the AWS. This is a AWS website, guys. This is a AWS website. So the website call it as a console, right? So this is the console. This console is linked to the data center. This console is linked to the data center, right? This console is linked to the data center. So For example, this is US data centers, Europe data centers. APAC means Asia Pacific data centers. These data centers are linked to the console, guys. These data centers are linked to the console. So if you want to launch so in the database in the data center, what you guys, something like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, so right, so this is related to state based, right? So you can connect, but here one application. So if you want to go to this data center, manually we need to go, but in the console, so we can connect we should say globally, so we can connect any data centers. So this is US East 1, US East 2, US East 3. So we can connect and we can deploy our application. So we can deploy our application. So region contains the availability zone. Availability zone contains the data centers. Availability zones contains the data centers. So what are the regions, guys? Guys, you already knows, I think you don't know region. So regions are AMER. So AMER is nothing but a America region. So AMER is nothing but America region. EMEA. So EMEA is nothing but a Middle East, Africa, Europe, everything. So right. So I will show you. No worries. APAC. So APAC is nothing but a Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific, guys. Asia Pacific. AMER regions. So AMER region generally covered the USA, Canada, and the South American countries. So some American countries. So EMEA. So EMEA regions. Europe, Middle East, Africa. So Europe and Middle East and Africa countries are the EMEA regions. APAC. APAC regions. Asia Pacific. So Asia Pacific regions. So APAC connecting states. So Asia Pacific is the region of the world. So something like what are those? Australia, East Asia, South Asia, right? So everything will be, these are the regions. APAC, EMEA, and AMER. So these are the regions. Every region having their. So this is the region. For example, so this is the region. So this is the region. Every region having the. So every region having the availability zones, every availability zones having the data centers. I will tell you exactly, you will get it. So now you understood, right? So that's one website is, it's a globally we can connect any region. So any region you can connect any region. You if you want so if you want to deploy application in the US, but now you are in the India, you can connect to the US East region, then you can launch the instances. Okay, it's a global. So AWS global infrastructure, AWS regions, availability zones, AWS data centers, edge locations, and points of presence. So what are the regions? The regions are Ireland, London, Paris, Milan, Spain, Frankfurt, Scotland, Oregon, North California, Ohio, North Virginia, Gulf Cloud, Canada, Gulf Cloud, US West. These all are the regions. So regions, AWS regions are, AWS has regions all around the world. AWS has regions all around the world. The name can be US East 1, US 3. For example, US East 1, it's North Virginia. US East 2, Ohio region. US West 1, North California. US West 2, Oregon. So Africa, Cape Town. AF South 1. So Asia Pacific, Hong Kong. Asia Pacific, Mumbai. Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, Canada Central, Frankfurt, these all are the EMEA. So Ireland, London, Paris, Scotland, Bahrain. So these all are the regions. AWS has regions all around the world. Names can be US East 1, US 3. A region is a cluster of data center. Cluster is nothing but a group. A region is called as a group of data centers. Most AWS services are region scoped. How to choose an AWS region? So if you need to launch a new application, where should you to do it? So compliance with the data governance and the legal requirements. Data never leaves a region with your explicit permission. So proximity to customers reduces the latency. Available services within a region. New services and new infrastructure are available in the every region. Pricing varies region to region and it is transparent in the service pricing page. So availability zones. So region, guys, what is the region? So AP Southeast 2. AP Southeast 2. So what is the AP Southeast 2? AP Southeast 2 is the Sydney. Mumbai AP Southeast South AP South 1 is the Mumbai. For example, AP Southeast 2. So AP Southeast 2 is the Sydney, right? So AP Sydney is the region. AP Southeast 2 is the region. So this region having the three availability zone 2A, 2B, 2C. These are the three availability zone. Every availability zone having the two data centers. You see, this is one data center, data center, data center, data center, data center. So each region has many availability zones. Usually 3, min 2, max 6. Usually 3, min 2, max 6. Example, AP Southeast 2A, AP Southeast 2B, AP Southeast 2C. So minimum usually 3, minimum 2, maximum 6. So here we have a 3. So each availability zone is one or more discrete data centers and a redundant power, networking and connectivity. These are the data centers. So they are the redundant power and the networking and connectivity. They are separated from each other so that they are isolated from the disasters. They are connected with a high bandwidth and ultra low latency and networking. So AWS points of presence. So AWS has 2016 points of presence on 11 regions, 84 cities across the countries. Content is delivered to the end users with a lower latency. Yeah. So what it is, guys? What is of points of presence? Points of presence means so you deployed application. You hosted a website in the. So for example, this is the passport passport India. So passportindia.com, who is using the Passport India? Only Indian peoples. Only Indian peoples. So only Indian peoples, right? But you hosted this website in the US East one. For example, uh, North Virginia. So North Virginia is deployed as a North Virginia region. Okay. So you deployed as the North Virginia region. So North Virginia region, guys. G, guys, North Virginia. So this is the North Virginia region. But who is using Indian people, right? It comes from the network, right? Over the network. So here Indian people are using this, right? So it will be a lagging. The site will loads slowly because of so the site will get it from the US, right? The network coming from here to here, India to US, right? So definitely it will be where it will be lagging or latency. So that time, so here they are creating in the Indian data center. They are creating the edge locations. The for the first time it will get from the here to here and it will store it. This is nothing but a cache. It is store it from next time onwards. So it will get from the here. This is nothing but a edge locations or a points of presence. Now you understood why we deployed our application in the US data center, so that North Virginia data center, because of it is a cheaper than India. So cheaper than India. That's the reason why we are hosting our application in the North Virginia. For example, for example, guys, now you understood, guys. So tomorrow, so we launched the we deployed our application in the data center, right? Something like OVM, Oracle Virtual Machine install. We install the uh, we install the VM in the data center. Tomorrow I will show you how to install the a VM is nothing but a instance in the AWS. Tomorrow I will show you, guys. Tomorrow I will show you EC2 and S3 RDS. So yeah, this week we will complete, guys. So we will close the AWS this week. Okay. Thank you, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow.